to my video. I'm Vinudhi Wahalathanthri and I'm here with my 30th question set from the DBMS question series. So in this video, we are going to answer the questions regarding the database we created in question set 16. So we developed a database called Exam Marks DB. So now we are about to answer these questions using queries regarding that database. So we'll be using queries such as insert, update, delete, search, join, and subqueries. And I'll be using my AVG SQL software to type these queries. So let's see what are the questions we have to answer in this question set. So our first question given is, find the number of letters in the full name of all students in grade 11. So if we consider this question, we have to use a select query for this. Why? Because we have to search a specific thing. So we have to find the number of letters in a full name. So then we have to find something, select something. So over here, we are going to use a new condition, the length condition. So we use this length condition to find a length of a specific data. So now, I hope you all can remember, we added lengths such as watch and cha while we were inserting columns and data types to them. So likewise, using those, the system calculates them and find the final result. So that's how the length becomes useful for this query. So let's see how I'm going to answer this question regarding this database. So I'll go to my AVG SQL software and go to Exam Marks DB. And now I'll open a new query for this. Okay. So this is my Exam Marks DB database. So I'll begin by giving a select query for this. So I'll begin by giving select all from Exam Marks DB. So that's our database name dot student. So we need the student's first name and last name. So now I'll execute and keep this. Right. Now I'll remove this star which indicates all, and I'll give our new condition length. And now I'll give brackets. So now this is how we are going to give this condition. We give the word length and then we give brackets. And inside brackets, I'm going to give gravy essence, and inside that, I'm going to give our column name, first name. Now we are going to use some math over here. We are going to give our addition mark because we need both the first name and last name. So we need the calculation of both the first name and last name. So then I'll take the length of the last name as well. So I'll give gravy essence again, last name. Okay, done. So now I'll execute this query. Now we all can see that in order, all the lengths of all the students' first name and last name has come likewise. So this is the output for this question. So to be more clear with this, I'll show you all how it comes respectively according to those student index numbers. So in front of this, I'll give student dot index number and I'll execute it once again. Now you all can see that respectively according to the student index number, the length has come. So this is the answer for our first question. Let's move on to our second question. Sinhala language and literature. Find the number of letters in this word. So now they have given us a word. Now we have to find the number of letters in this word. So for this is how I'm going to write this query. So I'll open a new query tab for it. And I'll begin by giving select all from Exam Marks DB, our database name, dot subject. And I'll execute it. So we have 3 subjects. Now I'll remove this star, which indicates all, and I'll give our length condition. And I'll give brackets. And now, because they have given the data, so they have given what we need to insert. So I'm going to give inside single quotations. So if they have already given a value, then we should give it inside single quotations. So it's not a column number, a column name. So therefore we should give inside single quotations. So I'll give Sinhala language, and literature. Right, and now I'll execute it. Okay, so now you all can see that there is a data duplication. So just to be unique, I'll give the condition distinct. Once again, execute it. Now we all can see that this is the answer for our second question. So this is the way we find the length for a given value. So the answer for this is 30. So if we count it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So a space is also considered as a word, a letter from this system. So likewise, the spaces are also considered as letters. Let's move on to our third question. Find the number of letters in the full name of all students in grade 11 A class. So now we have to find the number of letters in the full name of all students in the grade 11 A class. So it's quite similar for our first question, but over here we have to inner join a table. So we have to inner join the class table. So let me show you all how I'm going to answer this question. I'll open a new query tab for it, and I'll begin by giving select all from student. Exam marks DB dot student. And I'll execute it. Now I will inner join the tables we need. So we only need the class table for this query. So I'll give inner join class, and it's foreign keyed in the student table in the class ID column. Now I have finished inner joining the tables we need, and now I'll give the where condition and filter it. So I'll give where the class name should be equal to 11A. Okay, so now we have done filtering it as well. So I'll remove this star which indicates all, and now I'll give length first name, and we also have to find the students. Yes, the full name. So we also need the student's last name. So I'll again use our addition mark over here, and I'll give the length of the last name as well. Right, so now I'll execute it. So this is the answer for our third question. So to be more clear, I'll give the student's index number as well. Okay. So now y'all can see that these are the students studying in class 11A, and now y'all can see that according to the student index numbers, the lengths of the student's first name and last name has come respectively. So this is the answer for that question. Let's move on to our fourth question. Now for this question, we are going to use a new condition. So there are two new conditions for this case. So that's the upper and lower condition. So in this video, we are going to learn three conditions: the length condition, the upper condition, and the lower condition. So for this question, we are going to use the upper condition. So when they say capital letters, just always remember the word upper. So because capital letters are huge and up is also a bit huge, so therefore y'all can remember upper. And for simple letters, lower. So we say uppercase and lowercase. So now we are going to prepare the first name of all the 11B students in capital letters. So I'll use a new query tab for it, and I'll begin by giving select all from exam marks DB, our database name, dot student. And I'll execute and keep it. Now we have to get the first name in uppercase. So I'll give inside brackets, I'll give first name. Right. Now I'll execute it. Now you all can see that all the students' names has come in uppercase. Now I'll show y'all what's the difference between the lowercase as well. So I'll take the student's normal name, student.first name, and then I'll give this uppercase one as capital letters, and I'll execute it once again. Right, so now we all can see that the student's normal first name and with the capital letters. So now we all can see the difference between it. So this is the answer for the fourth question. Let's move on to our fifth question. So our fourth question is also done. Let's move on to our fifth question. Prepare the names of all the subjects in simple letters. Okay, so before that, I think we missed somewhere in the fourth question. So they have to prepare the first name of all the 11B grade students. So we have to arrange it in for 11B. So I'll join the table class. Join class for it. And it's foreign keys in the student exam mark record table. Dot class ID column, which is equal to the ID in the class table. And now I'll filter it by giving a where condition where the class name is equal to 11B. 11B. And once again, I'll execute it. Right, so these are the students studying in 11B and now their names are in capital letters. Okay, so now let's move on to our fifth question. Prepare the names of all the subjects in simple letters. So first we had the names in capital letters, so now we have to prepare them in simple letters, the subjects. So therefore I have to select all from the subject table. So I'll open a new query tab for it and begin by giving select all from exam marks DB dot subject, and I'll execute and keep it. Now we are going to use the condition lower. Lower stands for simple letters. Now inside that I'll give the subject name. Right, and I'll give a comma in front of it and I'll take the normal subject name. Subject dot subject name. And over here, I'll rename this as simple letters. Right, now I'll execute it. Now we all can see that the difference between the normal subject name and with simple letters. So in the normal subject name, you all can see that the first letter is in capital letters, but in the simple letters section, all the letters are in simple. Now let's move on to our last question in this question set. Find the average of the marks obtained by Amanda Moses in class 11A in all term examinations in the subject of science. So now we have to find the average marks scored by Amanda Moses, who studies in 11A, for all term examinations for the subject of science. So over here we have to inner join some tables. So first we have to inner join the student table, and then the class table and the subject table. Now I'll begin to answer this question. So Amanda Moses studies in 11A. So I'll open a new query from here. And I'll begin by giving select all from exam mark CB dot student exam mark record. And now I'll inner join the tables we need. So I'll begin by inner joining the student table first. So that's the main table we need from here. So I'll inner join the student table, which is foreign keyed in the student exam mark record table dot student index number column. So it's equal to the index number in the student table. Right. So likewise, I will inner join the class table as well, because we need to filter the student's class table, class name. So it's foreign keyed in the student table, students dot class ID column. So next I will inner join the subject table, which is foreign keys in the student exam mark record table dot subject ID column. which is equal to the ID in the subject table. Right, so now I'll filter this by giving the where condition. So first I'll give the student's first name. So the student's first name is equal to Amanda. And the student's last name, student dot last name, is equal to Moses. Right, and now I'll give the student's class. So we'll take it from the class table. Class dot class name should be equal to 11A. Okay, so now I'll remove the star which indicates all, and I'll take the average. So inside brackets, I'll give gravy essence, and inside that, I'll give marks. And now I'll execute this query. Right, so the answer for the last question from this question set is 88.48. So that's the average marks scored by Amanda Moses, who studies in 11A. And we forgot something over here. We had to give the subject name. So the subject of science, subject name should be equal to science. Okay, so now our query is complete. So this is the final answer for this question. So 80 is the average mark scored by Amanda Moses, who studies in 11A for all term examinations for the science examination. Right, so that's all for this question set. So I'll show you all the answers I wrote regarding this question set. So this is the answer for our first question. This is the answer for our second question. And this is the answer for our third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. So likewise, we completed question set 30. So I hope you understood what I explained. So thank you everyone for watching. I really appreciate it. So I'll be back with a new video. So until then, have a nice day and bye.